I am a 27-year-old man named Robert. My husband, Thomas, who is 28, recently went on a hike in the woods but didn't come back for 2 days. As I was getting ready to go to the police and file a missing persons report, I was extremely relieved, crying as soon as I saw him at the door. Thomas was always very emotional. In fact, when we got married, he couldn't even make it through his wedding vows without bursting into tears of joy. But when I hugged him, he didn't even blink. I didn't blame him, though. Being in the woods for 2 days could have traumatized him. What a mistake I made. A few nights later, I heard an odd noise, like scratching. I thought it was our dog, who had been avoiding my husband for a few days, trying to get into our room. But when I opened my eyes, I saw Thomas. He was standing up, scratching at the window. "Thomas! What the hell are you doing?" I said in a half yell, half whisper. He turned to me, stopping instantly, but when I saw his eyes, I felt my blood run cold. His once dazzling green eyes were now vanta black pits with white specks, like spiders' eyes. "Home," was all he said, in a voice that was distorted and no longer his own. He got into bed and went back to sleep, but as soon as he did, I packed most of my things, mainly essentials, and left with my dog. Before we left, she started growling at my bedroom door. When we left and got into my car, I could have sworn I saw him, or it standing at the window and watching us leave. I'm now at my sister's house, and I'm afraid to go back. I just hope it leaves us alone and doesn't come back, and that I can find my real husband. I'd been at my sister's house for 3 days, and after a lot of talking, I decided to go out and look for him. I brought my dog, Artemis, with me to help look for Thomas. Artemis has always been great at finding things, along with sensing if something was wrong. I took a deep breath, just staring into the woods. The woods where my husband's dead body could be lying, or where he could be hiding from whatever monster had replaced him. After a few moments of just staring, I eventually went in, following the trail that my husband had always taken. After an hour or so is when I heard it. "Robert." Someone or something had whispered my name. As soon as I heard it, Artemis started growling. I pulled out my shotgun that I had brought with me and looked around, but nothing was there. I tried to keep walking the trail, but Artemis was tugging me somewhere else. I followed her, and after a while we stopped at a large cave. I took a deep breath and walked inside. I heard whispers all around me, and felt as if I was being watched, but I kept going. I shone my flashlight around the cave, and after 35 minutes it landed on my husband. I sobbed once I saw him, running to him and hugging him tightly. He was pale and skinny, barely moving, but I knew he was alive. He looked up at me and began to cry, holding on to me weakly. When I asked him what happened, he said that he'd run into some cult-like ritual, and that was it. They had seen him, and then he blacked out. I got him back to our house with my sister's help, and everything seemed to be okay. It's been 4 years since then, and sometimes I still hear whispers. We sleep with a cross above our bed, 2 Bibles on our nightstand, and salts on our windowsill. I still don't know much about what happened, and neither does Thomas, but I'm just hoping that it'll stay normal from now on.